In this micro episode, I want to talk about confidence, your ability to be yourself, and to reject the rejectors. Boom, boom, boom. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Ripple Effect podcast. I am your host, Steve Harper. I am here by myself, no interview. It is a solo episode. It's great to be back, actually, as I drink from my Saul Goodman, attorney at law. Speedy justice for you. You can't see it if you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, but I will show the video on my YouTube. Are you subscribed to my YouTube channel, my friends? I really, really hope you are. If not, definitely go over, find me. Just search Steve Harper, Ripple On, The Ripple Effect. You find me. You're going to be there, and you'll see that I put a lot of great video content out there just for you to talk about Ripple, to highlight some of these great interviews we've been doing on the podcast. And yes, I have not done a solo episode in quite some time, but as we kick off the new month of September, I did a video on this yesterday, so I'm not retreading necessarily the material, but I actually wanted to dive into it a little bit more. We are focused on themes here at Ripple headquarters, and these themes have been something we've been starting since the beginning of the year, where we start to formulate sort of a goal and a process for the month, where we're going to sort of inform our content around this. And it's been something that I've really quite enjoyed. It's really helped us sort of position our social media content, the videos, some of our podcast episodes. These themes are geared around our Ripple membership, which actually officially launched September 1st. September 1, 2022 was a day in history, my friends. It was the culmination of a lot of hard work. It was the fulfilling of a dream that I have had for a very long time. And it is something that we are so proud of because it is really a membership approach that I haven't seen anybody else do, which is we want this to be a amazing, delightful, blow your doors off kind of experience. Not just something that, we're trying to push an agenda. We're trying to, try and get you into our, I don't know what you call it, like some sort of system or, direction. And yeah, you got to go through these steps. You see a lot of these membership things are all about kind of pushing something, get rich quick scheme or, how to attract a better mate in 30 days. I don't know, right? That's not what this is. This is a 12-month experience, a transformative experience that is tied around a curation of great content that we have. It's sort of a skill set, I would say I have, that I go out there and I find some amazing people doing amazing work that really aligns with the whole concept and theme of the Ripple. And therefore, I bring it to you as our Ripple members. And we're going to be featuring some really amazing people as subject matter experts, having master classes. We're going to have some great involved coaches to help, be there as a resource and a guide for our members. And of course, it's all about connection, right? It's about creating those one-on-one connections, one-to-many connections in a community environment where you can feel safe to be yourself, feel safe to want to, contribute to other people's success because they're showing up and are as equally committed to contributing to your own. So this whole membership program is going to evolve over the course of the next year. I am sure it's going to be informed and sort of co-created by our membership, but the things that we have already built into the membership are awesome. Super awesome. I'm so thrilled. And so, now the day after we've launched and getting the feedback already from our new members, many of which who signed up early on as founding members, plunked down some cash to say, I want to be a part of this. Don't know what you're doing. Don't know how you're doing it, but I want to see. I want to take it to the show. I want to be there when it happened. There's certain things like the moon landing, Woodstock, the last Bruce Springsteen concert. Everybody wants to be there. They want to be part of that. That FOMO, that fear of missing out. They don't want to be that guy or gal who's like, I could have been there, could have done that. I could have been a contender, but they weren't. Actually, in that case, it would have been, I could have been a Rippler member, founding, of course, but I wasn't. So anyway, I digress. Today, I want to talk to you about actually this theme that we have going on, which is the freedom to be yourself. But I really want to break this down in a couple of things. I want you to think about where you are right now and how comfortable you are in your own network with those key relationships that you either have in your friendships, your personal relationships, your professional colleagues, your coworkers, the people you lead, the people that you are responsible for doing business with, or they're responsible doing business with you. How are those relationships, and how do you show up? Are you your authentic self? Are you the kind of person that that you feel good about? Like, when you walk away from those interactions, you're like, hey, was I who I was intended to be in that moment, in that interaction? And if not, I would challenge you to ask that question. So why? Why do I feel like I have to change for this person? Why do I feel like I have to put on airs, or I've got to put on a specific role so that I can look a particular way, I can act a particular way, and I will receive their accolades or their attention or their love? It's all BS, my friends. All BS. If you feel like you have to adjust or change anything because you are striving to impress somebody, you really need to stop and take a look at that. You need to realize that that is not a good recipe for sustained happiness. And honestly, what you are is you're a freak. You're a freak. You're a fraud. You're a what do you call that? You're hoodwinking people, man. You're hoodwinking them. You are showing up trying to be something that you're trying to sell something you are not, and that is not good. And I can tell you that there are kind of a couple of people that really do belong in your life. And when you feel like you have to adjust or change because of them, they're going to look at you as an inauthentic person. I know several people that are this way. And they're just not the kind of people I really want to be spending time with. They're not people I want to invest my efforts towards. They're not people that I want to partake in what they do professionally, because they are they aren't being honest with me, and I dislike that. And I can't say that I haven't always kind of fallen into that dark side myself, right? There were lots of years, especially as an entrepreneur, even as a podcast host early on, when I first brought this show out, I felt like I had to be a certain way to receive the praise, or at least the attention, or the just positive kudos from other people, because that's I had so little self-esteem and lack of confidence, right? That I just drove so hard for that acceptance, and I was compromising, my friends. I was giving up a little piece of my soul because I was trying to perform up at a certain level, and it was wrong. It was so wrong. And I remember actually one of the first conversations I had about the podcast, and someone that is a professional colleague who at the time I thought was a really good friend, really criticizing me about how she found it very difficult to listen to my podcast in some ways, because she felt like I was not not getting to my point. There were too many ums and ahs. There was there were just these little critiques. And at the time they were like, death by a thousand cuts. I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe, I mean, who do I think I am? Why do I have anything valuable to say? Who's going to care? Who's going to listen? And she did nothing to dissuade that, let me tell you. And I think in her heart of hearts, she thought she was being helpful, trying to guide me, mold me, but she was trying to mold me into the way that she thinks that I needed to be. And I needed to be similar to her, or people she was putting up there as examples. And when I listened to her show and I listened to these other people that she suggested I listen to, I felt icky. Not because I'm like, I could never be that good or I could never be that kind of person. I'm never going to be like attain that level of success, but because I didn't think they were all that good, honestly. But then I actually had to have a really good, solid conversation with myself and say, look, you know, do you really feel like you are being the kind of person that you could be, that people are going to, that when you get together and have a cup of coffee with somebody, that they walk away and they feel good about it because you're there in person and you're face to face and they can see your authentic heart coming across. Are you doing that, whether you're in the podcast, whether you're delivering a keynote or you're presenting a training or whatever? And I realized maybe not totally. I kept achieving or striving to achieve a certain level of performance to accommodate some of the detractors and some of the doubters, trying to get them to like me, to be part of the cool kids club, for somebody to say, Steve, oh my God, you are awesome at what you do. And I just wasn't getting that. And so I felt like I had to adjust and pivot and change. And when I really started to come to look at this, I really looked at how that affected so many different areas of my life, running a software company, feeling whether I could do it, relying too heavily on the people who are so quick to tell you why you can't or what you're doing wrong, all those doubters. I had to get to a point where I had to put on the big earmuffs, like, we're talking like Bose, we're talking Beats, we're talking another layer of Bose, and probably those AirPod canceling things to start. So I had to create that layer of avoidance in some ways, right? And I had to finally find that courage and confidence to say, you know what, Steve, you've got something to offer. You've got something that somebody out there, maybe it's not the masses. This is, not going to be something like, you're not going to get Joe Rogan numbers. Let's be honest. All right. That's fine. Okay. It'd be great if it happened. You somehow got discovered and boom, success found you, and just, poured accolades on how great you are, but that's probably not good. So what is your goal if it's not that? And the goal was, hey, I just want to reach one person out there that may have, questions about rippling, or want to connect better, or build a better network, or want to get some great content from, some amazing people. So I started altering and adjusting and pivoting my show in a lot of ways so that I could do it the way I wanted to do it. And what I was doing was literally starting to show up and be the person that I would personally want to be meeting, the person that I would want to be hanging out with, the person that I would be like happy and proud to call a friend. And as you would expect, those same people, oh, well, what are you doing now? Like, why are you doing that? Especially as we launched this Ripple membership, man. Oh my God. I heard from so many of those people like, what, like you're going to charge now for this? Like, yeah, it's an experience. It's something that, you, my friend, so freaking desperately need, but I don't want to be a rude a-hole and tell you that. But, and then there's the flip side of that. It's like, well, maybe we don't want you in there because you are such a rude a-hole. Maybe you need like more intensive coaching, but I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy and tell them that. But I really thought about this. And so circling all the way back to the reason that I wanted to raise this and why I wanted to do this and what I'm calling sort of a micro episode, right? We'll be back with some great guests and some, awesome content from some other folks that are really people that I respect and admire and that I want to bring to you as an audience. But this micro episode, I felt like it was important for me to, acquaint it with why we were doing this Freedom to Be Yourself as part of the Ripple membership theme, because it's so important. And really, at the end of the day, my advice to you is if you feel like you have to change or alter yourself because you're looking for the praise or approval of other people, you have the wrong people surrounding you. You have to go out and find other individuals. I know that sounds a lot easier than it really is, but let me take a little sip of my coffee here. Saul Goodman, Speedy Justice for All. Not a sponsored show, although it would have been cool. Maybe not. maybe not Saul Goodman. I'm not sure. Vince Gilligan, though. Hey, bud. I got show ideas for days, brother. Need to get you on the podcast. We'll just talk about what your next big show will be. Anyway, I digress. But part of the reason I wanted to share this is because I feel like there are a lot of us out there that are striving to be something that we are not. And whether it's how we, show up and do what we do online, or how we show up to our next meeting, or how we are on a Zoom call, how we are out there in the world, if you feel like you're having to put on a sheet of something, right? A different appearance, a different set of clothes, attitude, perspective, just to fit in, give me a call. Steve@ripplecentral.com. That's not my number, obviously. I said just give me a call. But how about drop me an email? Drop me an email. We'll set up a discovery call and we'll talk, because I know a lot of you out there might be struggling. And you need somebody like me who's been there through the ringer multiple times. I don't know what that was. I was envisioning like that really rough. I don't know. Remember how they used to like do it in the old days where they had put the like laundry through the two wood rollers and kind of squeeze out the stuff, right? The soap and water and whatnot. That's the ringer. That's the ringer, my friends. You tech people now in today's modern society have no idea how difficult it was back in the old days when I had to walk 20 miles through the snow just to get this. No, I didn't do that. But the ringer is a metaphorical approach to just putting yourself in a very difficult, tight position and then getting squeezed to be something different on the other end. There you go. That's actually pretty astute there, Steve. I like that. That's not bad. Anyway, excuse me, I had to take another drink. But the reality is, if you're feeling that, you don't feel like you have somebody there that you could rely on and go, hey, look, am I performing or doing or acting different because I'm trying to, get acceptance or praise or approval from somebody, get my team to like me, to get my customers to like me? Do you feel like when I go out to a networking event, I'm a different person than you might see me on a Saturday afternoon? Maybe it's time that we look at doing something different, right? So I'm not going to pitch you on why you might want to join the Ripple membership, because you do. I'm just going to say, go to ripplecentral.com, go to the very top of the homepage, and you can learn more about what we're doing over here. But many of us actually need the work. Many of us need the hand holding. And sometimes many of us need just another sounding board and someone to say, hey, I think you could do this different. I think you could, you need to be asking yourself a better question. You need to be surrounding yourself with some better people. You need to be confident in who you are, because gosh, guess what? You already won the lottery, my friends. You were born. Believe it or not, that already constitutes you as a winner. I mean, look at all of the other things that you were competing against. You were not the slow swimmer, my friend. You were the fastest. You were the winner. You got there. You became who you are here on this planet right here, right now. And that's pretty damn special. It's pretty amazing, actually. But sometimes we all need that reminder. Sometimes we need when those levels of doubt start to creep in, and they will, because people are great about trying to hold us into the lobster box, right? They don't want us getting out and getting ahead of them, right? So they got to tamp you down, keep you in. Sometimes you need somebody to come in there and go, pluck you right out of that box and say, look, you go, you are free. You got that freedom to be yourself. You got that person inside of you that you want to show up and be that authentic version of yourself out there in the world. Let's help you get there, right? So maybe that's a one-on-one coaching relationship here. Maybe it's just a conversation. Maybe we can get this covered in a discovery call. Didn't cost you a dime. How great would that be, right? But I know that for me, it took a long time. It took a long time for me to finally get my legs under me and to feel confident. I've had a lot of great mentors and coaches in my life that have made a huge difference. But aside from all that, I just want to put the topic on the table for you to consider how much of you is really being out there and front and center with the rest of the world. And if you struggle, and it's perfectly okay to do that, I would encourage you to take a deep, dark look at that and ask yourself why. What is making me feel compelled to make these changes in my behavior, my appearance, my performance, my leadership style, my what I think's funny, or what I think is appropriate, what I agree with, at least outwardly, politically, religiously, whatever. And why am I feeling compelled to make that compromise internally in order to feel and find acceptance out there in the world? Maybe I need to find some other people that get me. Maybe I need to find that network of people that really want to support me being who I am. And I just find it so important for each individual to get there, to arrive there, and to figure that out sooner rather than later. Because I can tell you, as I said in yesterday's video, actually on my YouTube, like, again, if you're not there, you should be subscribed. You're missing great content over there. It was like this big 800-pound gorilla just got off my back and just went over there, put itself back to bed. And it allowed me to be free. And it allowed me to start doing what I'm doing. Does that mean that those detractors, those doubters, those people that love to try and keep you in the lobster box are going to quiet their opinions? No. What it does do, however, is for you to realize where you're going to tune in, who you're going to listen to. And most importantly, the only audience that really matters is you. If you're showing up and being the best version of yourself, not out there causing conflict, creating challenges, putting other people back in the lobster box, just being a great supportive rippler, well, my friend, you will have done something significant. You will have made a difference, and you will have created the biggest ripple for yourself that you could possibly imagine. So that is my thought. That's why I wanted to do this little micro episode. It went a little bit longer than I expected, but I hope that you found some value. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you think I'm completely full of it. You think, oh, that sounds so, egotistical. It sounds like, you aren't taking the great guidance and advice of your really close friends and colleagues. You are a pompous bonehead. Feel free. Tell me whatever. I want to know. But guess what? I will tell you one thing. If you're trying to tell me to do something different just because you want the show to be this way, or you want me to perform or act a particular way to make it better for you, and it requires me to compromise who I am, I will say thank you. I will appreciate the fact that you took the time to tell me your opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. And I will just keep on doing what I'm doing and being my crazy ripple man self. All right? Because that's what I need to do. Now, what do you need to do? All right. I just wanted to share that with you. We will be back again with a very, very cool interview coming up. I'm just going to tease it right there. It's coming out in a couple of days. It's awesome. And you will be inspired and motivated to want to go do what this woman suggests you to do. So there you go. How's that? How is that? And again, not a commercial. However, I will say that if you are curious about what we're doing at the Ripple membership, there is no time like the present to get involved right now. The Ripple membership is going to have some amazing content. It's going to have some amazing subject matter experts leading some amazing master classes, some amazing events. I'm using the word amazing a lot because I'm so excited for it. Delight and Amaze was my mandate for Cynthia Burke, who's helping me launch this thing. She's our community manager. She is the crux and the brains behind everything that you're going to see when you see the membership portal and all that we're doing there. But I'm just so damn excited about what I'm doing. It's taken me this long to get it launched, and it has taken me a long time to have the courage and the confidence to put out here what I'm going to put out here. And based on our launch date, oh my God, the response and reaction we got already for the stuff that's already in the member portal, the things that we have brought up as our offering, put on a plate, that feedback was so tremendously valuable. I had someone tell me yesterday, I did not know I needed this in my life, but thank you for creating it. Success! I love it. So we would love for you to be a part of it. Go to ripplecentral.com, hit the banner at the very top of the page to learn more and to experience it. And I'll be back again at some point with another solo episode. I'm just going to drop these in, just surprise you. You're just going to have to, stay subscribed to the podcast. You're going to have to plug in over at the YouTube to see this crazy face do this show. If you want, tune in wherever, right? I'm just glad you're here, and I'm glad you're on this journey with me. I appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine. So let's get our ripple on together, all right? So go out there and make a difference in the world, make a difference in someone's life, make a difference in your own life, and as always, ripple on.